Let me finish by telling you this story. I do property management business. And in property management business, our work is to ensure that we collect rent on behalf of the landlord. After collecting that rent, we submit it to the landlord in two ways. One, according to the way we agreed on the dates and the timelines that we are supposed to submit that money. Two, is that we can collect that rent alternatively on the landlord's own account, so that when the tenant has made the payment, what the tenant does is to give us the message, then we do what we call reconciliation, and then we tell the landlord about the amount that was collected. So there is this kind of property that I have. It's along this road. It's called Lilac Apartment. Probably many of you know it. Lilac Apartment is along Old Namanga Road, where the tarmac reaches. Do you know it? Yeah, that place. So I have this tenant who was living there. And this tenant did not pay rent the first month. And we asked him, and he told us that he's having some problems that has made him not to be able to pay. And we understood the tenant. Even though in the previous occasions, the tenant had suffered a lot of distresses on payment. When we look at our records, there is no day the tenant ever paid well. Those who are renting houses and you're here, let me tell you one secret about occupying people's houses and what can make you to be in good books with the agents or in the management or the owners of the house. When you are paying your rent on time, you tend to really respect that tenant because it's a tenant who understands his obligations. But when you are consistently paying your rent late, even during the day that you now have a real problem, you may not be understood. Are you getting me? Because you are a consistent late payer. Even when you have an opportunity to pay mapema, you still may be paid late. So this guy, even though he was having distress before, we understood him. And we did not really push him harder. The second month passed by. The rent is about 25,000. The second month, the rent is now 50,000. Then I told my guy, this guy, are we not going to find ourselves messed up? Then I went to the third month, he had not paid. And so things were now getting out of hand. We are getting a lot of pressure from the landlord, actually the landlady, that we must find a way to recover that money. If we don't recover that money, then it is us who are going to do what? To pay for that money. Now, when she said we are going to pay for that money, I looked at 75,000, and I'm not the one who has taken that money. Somebody should have paid this money and is having that money. Then we go to the fourth month. This guy is still not paying. He's telling us that he's going to pay. We give him time. So when I wrote him a text that now we are not going to allow you to continue staying in that house, the first word that he wrote to me, shaitani wewe, shindwe kabisa. But I said, but I've been understanding this guy from the very beginning, but I've now turned to become a devil. So I told him, you go on insulting me, but I think you are not going to stay there. We are going to be forced now to sell your items in order to recover that rent. Now the guy, in fact, threw a lot of insults that, before I continue with this story, let me tell you something. Before I went to school, I was a fisherman. And those who know, fishermen in Lake Victoria have certain characteristics, and especially during the days that you are going fishing. When you go fishing, it is by a sheer chance that you may not get into smoking ban. I did not smoke ban, but I tell you, I behaved like those who are smoking. So this guy insulted me until he reminded me. Somebody can remind you of your former self. He reminded me. And then this guy reminded me that, okay, so this one, he wants to show me that he's a man. So I can also show him that I am also somebody. So we got into the stage where we started proving each other. Moral lesson, in this world, do not teach people a lesson, amen? You're not getting it. In this world, don't try to teach people what? Don't try to teach anybody a lesson. Let the lesson be brought by God. By God. Don't. And I'm telling you this story because it is not ending well. So don't think that it's going to end well. That this man, I came up and I said that I must show him what I am also made of. And so I sent my manager, go lock that door. So the door was locked. After the door was locked, it took time. 1 month, he didn't come. The second month, we told him that now we are selling these items. There is a procedure for selling the items. But because I wanted to teach this man a lesson, that procedure was going to make it slow and also making him feel that he's somebody. I don't want him to feel that he is. You people are not following me. I want this person to feel that he is nobody. So I got hold of my phone. I called some guy. When you are looking for customers of almost everything in this Kitengela, I have numbers. So I get my phone and I dial this number. Hey, there are some things in the house. How long can you come? How long can you take before you come and pick them? Then he asks me, how much? I told him we are looking for about 80,000. So you come with 80,000. Whether those things are more than 80,000 or less, you come for them. So the guy comes. I called the chief, and then the things were recorded, and later on, I sold them out. I did not involve the chief. I did not involve other processes. Sold them. After selling them, I've proved that guy that I am there. Na mimi ndio wakusema. Nika-advertise hiyo nyumba, ndio ilete mtu, tukapata mtu, akakuja akaingia. Life is going on. Now, one day, think after around 2 or 3 weeks, he sends me a message that I want to pay my rents. First of all, I felt something, But you are a man, man up. I told him, it's okay, go ahead. After 1 week, I saw him put 10,000. This man has started paying rent. So if anything happens that he pays the whole of that rent, so where am I going to get these items? So, certain thought to me very fast, and they said, let me consult my lawyer. I called that guy, hey, kuna hii ngori hapa kidogo, tunaweza ongea, hey. Najua kuna vile nilifanya, lawyer akaniambia, na mbona huku niuliza? I am fearing to tell him that I was doing what? I was proving a point. So I tell him, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. So he told me, what you do a letter. Do a letter pretty fast. And that letter, because according to the law, you are not allowed to sell somebody's items without this procedure. So do a letter. So I did a letter, and I sent the letter to the auctioneers. Because the auctioneers are the ones that are allowed to sell these items, or the authorization from the chief. So when I went to the chief to authorize me, the chief looked at me, the chief looked at the circumstance, and then the chief, to me and to my understanding, I felt the chief wanted something, and I was very ready. So I got something from my pocket. I told the chief, cheza kama wewe haraka haraka. I am in the process of proving myself and proving the point. The aspect of education is to make you become characterized with humility. And true education is to make you become a Christian always. Amen? And you're not getting the point. I'm telling you this story so that you can understand something, because this is personal story. So I give the chief that money, and I tell the chief, fanya hivyo haraka haraka. And then the chief hesitated. The chief did not write that letter, and the chief did not pick my calls thereafter. I sensed something. Said this one, So I looked for a certain assistant for the chief. And I gave him a call, bana, hey, tukutane wapi? Tukutane hapo mahali, kuna mahali tunakulanga fish hapa juu, Yukos hapa, from my friend's place called Lela's Bites. So I call him there. I bought very big tilapia for him and for me. And we were eating and I tell him, my friend, do this. Nataka hii barua, uandike haraka, nataka tumalizane hii maneno. Sawa sawa? Hiyo ni sawa. Assistant chief akatoka, hakushika simu yangu. I'm trying to prove a point. But now everything starts slipping. Nikikanyaga hapa najikuta nateleza. Say, So I do a letter. This letter, I copy the tenant and I write it to the auctioneer. So I tell the auctioneer that there are these things, but the truth is we have already sold them. What we want you to do is to cover us up. Because this guy has started putting some rent. By this time now, it is now again another 1 week. He has put another 20,000. So, then, tukaanza kuhesabu masiku sasa. 1 day, 2 days. By that time now, he's remaining with about 40. 10 plus 20, that is 30. Out of 75, that is 45. So, tunahesabu masiku. The third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, it was supposed to be 7 days. The 6th day, now. The 7th day, ilinikuta kanisani. And I was playing the keyboard. And I was using my phone as the source of the songs that we were playing. And as I was, doing that kind of work, I saw a message popping up. Now, when I looked at the message, it was 45,000 shillings paid. By this time, I had already knelt down and prayed to God, God, do not let this guy get the money. Please don't let him get the money because this one is going to be a mess. Now, the answer was exactly opposite. This guy got full amount of money. Do you know, I even forgot the song I was playing. Nikasikia tumbo inaneuma, nataka kwenda kwa choo. So ni kama I'm not okay. I just left there. I called other guy, but naendelea na hii keyboard. So nika delete your message, nika block your number, nika pat another message with another number altogether, still sending the same message that he has paid 45. After 10 minutes, I'm seeing a strange call. Nikishika, hello, huyu ni Mr. Dunga, habari pastor. When you are proving a point in this world, God will expose you. I'm telling you. Kasema, I'm okay. Pastor, uko kanisani? Niko kanisani. Oh. Mimi ni police officer, niko hapa roadblock. So ningeomba umalize kanisa, ukimaliza uweze kunipigia. Sawa. After 1 hour nikamaliza, sikupiga. Hello pastor. Sijaona call yako, umemaliza kanisa ama bado? So kitu inaniambia niseme kanisa yetu inaendanga mpaka saa 1 usiku. So I told him, sema tu, kuna vitu za tenant ulishika, ndio tulikuwa tunaomba uweze kuzitoa, achukue. Vitu niliuza, ama sikuuza, long time ago. When David slept with Uriah's wife, he tried all means of concealing that sin. But the more he concealed the sin, the clearer the sin became glaring. And that is exactly what was happening with me. I told those guys that maybe we can talk tomorrow. I will let him know when we can meet so that he can. No. Pastor Skiza, we want those things today. I told him, today I'm still in church up to 7 in the evening. Give me time so that we can avail them tomorrow. So at that time, I did not even settle in church. I got out. I called my guy, Bana. zile vitu nilikuuzia bado zipo. Ananiambia Dunga, bana hizo vitu zilikuwa mzuri. Hizo vitu bana zimeenda bwana. Hizo vitu bana zimeuza. Na kiti, kiti si nimepeana jana imeenda Siaya. Yani I was stressed. I could not tell my wife these things. My wife is a very seriously strict woman. When I want to do some messes, I don't involve her. And when the mess also fires back, I also don't say. Because she would make me even feel much worse. So, this thing is eating me up. I called the guy, tukutane, this is crisis. The guy tells me, bana, ebu tuende. Tukaenda kwake. Tukaangalia, ameuza vitu bana, vitu zimebaki ni kidogo. Na manguo za huyu jamaa. Kumbe jamaa hata alikuwa na viatu hapa ndani zenye zilikuwa mpya, zenye zilikuwa ni za kuuza, si eti viatu zake, za kuuza. 10 pairs. Each pair was going for 3,500 shillings. 10 pairs. How much is that? 35,000. Kiatu peke yake. Jamaa alikuwa na sufuria zenye zilikuwa ni kama yani sufuria kama mtoto juu ya ingine hivi. Si unajua hizo sufuria? Yenye moja ni kubwa na inafuatwa na hiyo ingine like that mpaka the smallest one. Going for almost 10,000. Those things were worth over 180,000. Sisi tumeuza 80? We went with this guy. We collected what we could collect. We brought them. The following day, Sunday, I called the guy, come and pick your things. When the guy came, he laughed. The guy laughed. He said, where are my things, Dunga? I said, these are your things. He laughed at me. And he left. After leaving, I got another strange call that, where are you, Mr. Dunga? This is the police officer. Could we see you? I said, officer, I don't have any problem. I am not running away. Let me come. And that is how I was arrested. I was taken to the station. Put there. I was told, write statement. I consulted another lawyer. What do I do? My lawyer told me, just write that I don't know what took place. I also wrote the same way, and they said, it's okay. I was seeing my fingerprints taken. I was seeing a lot of information taken, including my color and the color of my teeth. And I said, okay, this thing is now going bad. And I was put awaiting for court the following day. What were the charges? Theft and malicious damage. For the first time in my life, I felt afraid that something I don't know is going to happen. Then I tried buying my freedom. Talk to the police officer, hey, you know we can finish up these things. Who won't do that? Okay, who is seated here that won't do that? I know you are looking at me, you are judging. Oh, he's standing here and he's also giving bribes. I'm telling you my mistake so that you learn from them. Amen? Yes. Today, I cannot do that because I learned. You may have not been able to learn. I called the police, I told them, but now we can work this thing out. How much? I said, can you do 50? 50 I don't have. How much? 30. No, ongeza 10. Ongeza 10 haraka. So nikatafuta, nikaweka 10. How much? 40. Nikalipa. Nikafeel hii kitu inaisha. The following day, police yenye nilipea yule 40, kumbe hayuko duty that day, ali hand over your case to a new one. And he's saying now, we process this thing. So the guy comes, he brings witnesses. That I came to realize. And you know, that guy would look at me and say, my friend, you are a fool. And I kept telling him, you will realize that you are the serious fool here. By that time, I've already talked to the police officer, na nishampea pesa, tunangoja tu afike, ndio atuambie ya kwamba nendeni nyumbani. He kept insulting me and I told him, you are the serious fool. Now, when the police came, it was not the other one. Now it's another one. And he did all the paperwork. And he said, I think now we are good. So my friend, we gave you a police bond jana, so leo nalala ndani because tumeshapata kila kitu. Ndio sasa kesho uende wapi? Uende kotini. Hey. All the monies that I had spent in this thing was almost 70,000. And I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. There was only one option. Who think or who can guess the option that was there for my freedom? Yeah? To talk to the... Now how do I talk to this guy that I've told him that he's going to see himself to be the greatest fool? Now how do I talk to him? One police officer was passing and saying, si muongee tu, jamaa alisema, naongea nini na huyu mjinga? Naongea nini na yeye? My friends, to cut the long story short, I think I was the first Luo to swallow his pride. And if there was death that could come by swallowing the pride, it was going to kill me because the pride was so big. For it to have gone through my throat, you people don't know. For that pride to have gone through my throat, it was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. And up to today, I can swallow my pride however big it is. Because if I swallowed that one, I don't care about the small ones, amen? Yes, I can swallow it anytime. I don't have a problem apologizing to anybody. I don't have a problem going down to anybody. Because it will still make me to remain the dunga that I am, the person that I am. And when I finish swallowing that pride, I still go home and my family members welcome me, amen? Because they will not even see my stomach swollen after having swallowed the what? The pride. Let me tell you that I swallowed my pride. I went down to that guy. I talked to him. I told him that I have been wrong. All through, I have been wrong. You can do anything you want with me, but I was wrong. I am seeking for your forgiveness. Even if I'm going to court, I think I deserve it. Let me go. But I cannot go with this feeling. I was wrong. Forgive me. I was wrong. I accept. Those were one of the most difficult words that came from my mouth when I felt that I could not say them. The man looked at me and he said, Mr. Dunga, you know, I also looked at you and I looked at myself. We have come from far. I was wondering, what is this thing that we are struggling all about? What is this thing? Let's leave these matters. Do this. Nipe hizi vitu zangu zenye niko nazo. Ndio nilipe ile 45,000 nilikopa huyu mwanadada hapa. Tafadhali, kama unaweza mrudishia hiyo 45,000 tuachane na hii maneno. Mimi nichukue vitu zangu niende. Nikasema asante sana, nitarudisha. Nikatafuta pesa saa hiyo, nikarudisha. Nikapea mama chukua. Jamaa akaniambia bwana, Mungu akubariki. Hakuna haja ya sisi tugombane. Amen. Sometimes the relationship is just but an apology away that you could do and make things right. May God bless you all.